Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Break with Tanisha. I am your host, Tanisha Burt, and I do this stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. If you are new to my channel, welcome. We talk all about network marketing, being an entrepreneur, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, everything, the ugly, everything about to help you with your network marketing business. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining and coming back. If you love the content, please go ahead and like, comment, share. It definitely helps the algorithm. And I'm just happy to be here today. I am joined by Mr. Andrew Burke. We also have Constance and Miss Delta joining us in studio. So hello. Let me know what city and state you are checking in from. And so for the last series, for the whole month of February, and now this is the last series, we're doing the book, Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark and Rene Yarnell. And it has been awesome. I've read the book many years ago. I've read it a couple of times. But, every time I read that book, I get something else out of it. So we have a lot to cover today with chapter 9. And if we don't finish everything, we will finish it up on Thursday's session. But let me go and shout some people out here. Mr. Andrew Burke checking in from Davenport, Florida. We have Ms. Long checking in from Bloomington, Illinois. Hey, Shamika, good to see you. Miss Chrissy Paul checking in from Mactown, Georgia. She said it's 64 degrees. I love it. Right now, it is 77 degrees here in Central Florida. I am loving this weather, but the sun isn't out, so I'm not liking that. We got Theodore checking in from Bear, Delaware. Welcome, Theodore. Thank you for checking in. We got Miss Boss Lady checking in. How are you? I know she's checking in from Florida. We got Miss Lenice checking in from Culpeper, Virginia. Good morning to you as well. Miss Jean is checking in from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. How you doing? I'm actually making some plans today to come out to Houston. So if you live in the Houston market, go ahead and type that in the chat, and maybe we can meet up when I go to Houston. And we got Miss Debbie Jones checking in from Space Coast, Florida. I love it. All right. So we're going to jump into it because, like I said, we have a lot to talk about today. So I'm coming to you today from the book, Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark and Rene Yarnell. And today is the last chapter, chapter 9, Deflecting the Executive Explosion. And there's a lot we need to talk about here. And I'm wondering if we're even going to be able to finish it today. That's how much we got to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to jump in and read the intro to this chapter because it is very telling, especially in the times that we are in right now, the economic times. Anybody noticing a ton of layoffs in these different companies? Like they're laying off people by thousands. Anybody notice how the banks are shutting down? Banks are shutting down locations. So where do you think those people are going to work? There are layoffs happening everywhere. So let's get into this. So chapter 9, Deflecting the Executive Explosion. Recognize the upside and downside of corporate executives joining network marketing. While conducting a recent college class in South Korea, we were asked a loaded question. In a most sincere manner, a gentleman inquired, "What have all those corporate managers in America who are being laid off by the thousands been doing for all those years when they were on the job?" If the American corporate strategy for increasing profits is simply to get rid of executives and managers, how could those people have been productive in the first place? I think that's a good question, right? Before either of us could give an answer, another South Korean gentleman offered this explanation. American corporations, he said, are just like a handful of our Asian businesses. Executives go to meetings all day to plan future meetings and write memos promising to send another one soon. Of course, everyone laughed enthusiastically. On the surface, it would seem that a large gathering of network marketing professionals would just naturally be biased against corporations. Yet there was a profound truth set forth in that response. In this group were several former corporate executives who had turned to network marketing, and they knew firsthand that men and women in traditional corporate management positions are not being productive. Memos and meetings do not profit make, the Yarnell's 39th law. We have friends who, after struggling to earn their MBA degrees, joined marketing divisions of Fortune 500 companies and then worked hard for as long as a decade before being promoted into management. Once promoted, they began attending meetings and writing memos. We certainly realize that there are corporate managers who assume tremendous responsibilities and work long hours, but many don't. That's why it's possible to lay off thousands and yet increase profits. Theoretically, if we were to go into a company and terminate 20% of the management, the bottom line would be negatively impacted. But in most cases, the profits are enhanced. That's why downsizing has become the darling of Wall Street. Investors love to see the companies in which they have invested begin to lay off their employees because it generally results in an increase in stock values. Never before have so many high powered executives been downsized out of their professions. In the last decade, many of them have been attracted to the financial independence and flexibility lifestyle by the network marketing industry. First year business partners will undoubtedly find themselves engaged in a battle brought on by this change in global economics. We call it the executive explosion because of the monumental convergence of such a huge new pool of displaced corporate executives into network marketing. Generally, these men and women who made a great living in corporate America, graduated from the finest MBA programs, weathered, weathered the first 2 decades of management cuts, but ultimately found themselves fired from the very position for which they slaved for years. Not only are they competent, well trained, and polished professionals, but they are also quite effective at playing the corporate politics so prevalent in traditional business. We recognize that corporate executives, business owners, and men and women in specialized fields come into our industry with one invaluable asset: respect. Most people have a high regard for the education, experience, and expertise of management executives, and because of their credentials, distributors or business partners will be inclined to listen to what they have to say. But as the executive explosion continues to gain momentum, traditional businessmen and women will also create problems as they attempt to carry many of their former practices into the network distribution industry. Practices that simply won't work in our business. In this chapter, we will point out the advantages to our industry as former executives continue to join, but also recommend solutions to the challenges they bring to the industry, which inevitably will have an impact on every business partner's effectiveness. And these challenges will extend not only to the entire downline, but often to the upline as well. So, why are we going over this chapter? Again, because, hey, Stormy, if you could mute yourself, it won't let me mute you. There we go. Thank you. We're going over this chapter because, like I said, there are a ton, if you keep your finger on the pulse of economics, which I do, there are a ton of companies laying off, downsizing. And so a lot of those people are going to join the industry of network marketing. And so we're going to talk about what that brings. Now, if you have ever been laid off or downsized, please comment in the chapter and let me know. Let me know how many times have you ever been laid off or downsized, and what kind of business did you go into after? Did it lead you into entrepreneurship? Because a lot of times, especially during 2020, so many people lost their jobs. And guess what they did? They started a business. And so they took those skills, the mindset of everything they had, and put it into their business. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's not, depending on what they started, right? So I'm going to go over to the chat real quick just to say hello to a few more people. We have Miss Connie joining us from Miramar, Florida. Welcome, Connie. Thanks for joining. Yes, let me share the link again for anybody who wants to join. I see Miss Amira wants to join us on stage. So let me go ahead. Okay, I just shared that link. It's taking a while. There we go. There we go. We got Lynette joining us from Pennsylvania. Thank you so much. Great day. Great day. Lynette says, I have not, but my job is doing a massive layoff this week. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? Listen, there are things that are going down, and if you ain't paying attention, it's just gonna like sideswipe you. Anybody notice that Walmart owners have sold millions of dollars worth of their stock? Same thing has happened with Amazon. Owners selling, Jeff Bezos has sold millions of dollars worth of his stock. So what do you think that means? You think they know something that's coming? So what do you think all of those, where are all of those corporate executives going to go? A lot of them are probably going to come into network marketing. All right, so let's talk about it. Number one, executive explosion is basically the huge influx of corporate executives joining our industry, bringing with them the same management styles that led to the low productivity and unjustifiable high incomes in their careers. Yes, unjustifiable high incomes, and we're saying that they have anybody disagree with that? I don't. I was in corporate America for many, many years, and one of the things that I hated the most was there was always a meeting, and we would sit in the meetings and talk for hours and nothing get done. Anybody experience that besides me? It's like, here we go, another meeting talking about what we're going to do, but then we don't do anything, right? It's like, okay, we know what the problems are, but what are the solutions, right? Number two, these executives face two challenges as they enter the field of distribution. So what are these two challenges? An unmistakable desperation stemming from their loss of prestige and sudden withdrawal of benefits, company cars, and income, and a misguided conviction that they can transfer their management strategies from traditional business into network marketing, an industry without managers. This is how people end up in the management trap. This is another way of how people end up in the management trap. Why? Because they come from a corporate background where they are used to managing people, and then they try to manage their business partners here in the industry of network marketing, where we don't have managers here. Y'all see how that can become a problem, right? That is a huge, huge problem. Let me go over to the chat. This is timely because there's so many job cuts, even among transportation, like truck driving, which is supposed to be needed. Yep, exactly. 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 Yes, I always tried to get out of them. Yep, get out of those meetings, right? Hey, Miss Riley, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. All right, so let's get into number 3. Most upline distributors have a high regard for the education, experience, and expertise of corporate executives and are naturally inclined to listen to what they have to say. So what is this saying? This is saying let's say you have some high level executive, right, who leaves the corporate world. Maybe they were a VP or something, right? Or a director or something, or an assistant, something, right? They're high level. They graduated from Princeton, Harvard, Yale, or whatever, and they have this master's of this, right? Or this PhD of that. And then they join your organization. And it's saying that your upline leader might be like, oh my gosh, we got this Yale graduate, they got a PhD and da, 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 da. And so now they might be inclined to listen to what that person has to say because of their previous experience in their corporate careers. But that could backfire on you. And this is one of the reasons why we say when you are introducing your expert to your prospect, to always edify the expert and not the prospect. Why? Because I don't care if you have a PhD from Yale, Harvard. When you on the phone with me, I'm the top dog. It doesn't matter what you did in your career. It has no bearance on this industry or this company that I'm in. Does that make sense? Anybody want to speak on this? We good so far? Let me go over to the chat because I don't want to miss anything. Welcome, Cliff. Thanks for joining us. Amazing K. My former job discontinued a whole department and merged the duties to another department, putting more extra work on that department, but of course, without extra pay. Yep, that's how they do it. That is exactly how they do it. All right. So let's go on to number 4. In light of the respect they carry, former corporate executives pose 2 obvious challenges to our industry. As high achievers with great egos, they often intimidate the very distributors who sponsor them. That's what I was just saying, right? So they join someone's team, and then now it's like the sponsor feels inadequate because this person has more education than them, more experience than them. Maybe they were making 6 figures in their jobs, but honestly, it doesn't matter. They're a nobody when they first join your team. So as long as you keep that in mind, you're good. And B, even though the tools they used in traditional business are simply not applicable to our industry, they try to introduce management styles and high-tech approaches into our business, sidetracking the upline and downline business partners. So now they're trying to bring the management strategies from their corporate jobs over here to network marketing. And guess what? It don't work. It's like mixing oil and water. And the reason why it's so important for you guys to pay attention to these takeaways from this chapter is because if you stay in this industry long enough, you're going to have this person join your team. This person with all this corporate background. And if you don't recognize that they are bringing their corporate strategies to this business, they're going to cause a mess in your business. So you got to be able to recognize this. This is why we're going over this. Even if you have a blue collar work background, don't make the mistake of assuming that some corporate big hitters know more about our business than you. Like I said, it don't matter what they achieve in their career. When it comes to this business, you are the top dog. So you got to have that posture, right? The only thing we want them to bring from their corporate background is their work ethic, right? Being on time and attend our meetings. That's about it. Everything else, leave it at the door, right? Number 6, when teaching former corporate executives, take control in your training and teach them how different our network marketing business is from traditional business. Again, you know what that goes to? Managing expectations. Don't I always talk about managing expectations, right? So we have to, from the beginning, let these corporate execs that are coming over and joining our team, let them know and point out the difference between where they were and where they are now. Okay? I love JP Watkins training, the colors training, right? Because she talks about the zoo and the jungle. Corporate America is the zoo. But over here in network marketing, this is the jungle, right? Number 6. No, we're on number 7. Former corp execs are discouraged after their departure from traditional business. Your task is to find those who seriously desire a change, and it's the right time in their lives. So yes, you're going to have all these corporate execs who are being laid off and they're looking for a business opportunity, but you have to sift through all of them and find the ones who are serious about change in their life. The ones that are saying, I don't ever again want to be in a position where someone can lay me off and then now I got to start from the bottom again. I'm sick and tired of this. All this schooling, all the student loans I had to pay back, all this time I spent to get this degree so that I can get this high paying corporate job. And all for what? For me to walk in one day and they give me a pink slip and a severance package? I'm done. I don't want to be in that position again. So it's the ones who have that mindset that you got to find from the layoffs. It ain't going to be everybody. It's the ones that are saying, never again will I be in this position to be laid off and have the rug pulled from under me. Y'all get that? That is who you're looking for from this group. Number 8, the quicker you can provide corporate people or business professionals with information about the upside potential of our business, the faster they can do their research and make one of 3 decisions. So what are these 3 decisions? Number 1, they're ready to get started. Very simple, right? Number 2, the time is not right, which is still a positive step. We're just going to follow up with them, right? We're going to have a follow-up date. And number 3, the business is not for them, so we ask for a referral. Very simple, right? We always say at the end of a 3-way call, those 3 things are going to happen. Either they're going to get started, or we're going to have a follow-up date, or we're going to ask for a referral, right? Tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick, I got to go, right? Number 9, new business partners, especially from corporate America, must be taught from day 1 that product usage, prospecting, and recruiting are what lead to success. Basically, we're telling them nothing works but the work. That's basically what that is saying. Nothing works but the work. Yep, the power of the never again. That should be the title. Oh, I should write a book called The Power of the Never Again. Okay, I like that. I like that. You never know, maybe. All right. Number 10, memos and meetings are time wasters, as are the creation of slideshows, presenters, overheads, and charts, which is all corporate America tools. And we're saying you cannot build a business over here with that. It's prospecting, showing the plan, 3-way call is how we build the business over here. Number 11, traditional businesses encourage people to emphasize strengths and past successes. Network marketing teaches us to also share our vulnerabilities and the circumstances that led us to network marketing, right? When we share our vulnerabilities, then that breaks down the wall of resistance with our prospect, right? And so that leads into number 12. It's the down experience that opens the door to network marketing. Telling your personal story is what makes other people relate to you. They want to hear why you've chosen this industry as your solution. I often talk about this, and I encourage everyone to watch the movie Madam C.J. Walker. There is a scene in that movie when she is in the town square and she's reading off the ingredients of her hair product. And people are just totally ignoring her and walking by. And then all of a sudden, she switches it up and she starts talking about her hair and how bad her hair was and how she could not find a product to fix her damaged hair. And so she decided to go into the kitchen and put her own products together. And as she's going through this story, people stop and now they're crowding around her and they're listening. And now they want to buy her product. They could care less what the ingredients were. They wanted to know why. Why did you start this product? What has it done for you? And so that is what we need to teach these corporate executives that are coming into our industry. All of those meetings and memos and stuff, that doesn't work over here. You got to learn how to tell your story of how corporate America kicked you to the curb and how you chose network marketing as the solution. That is how you're going to build your business over here. Exactly. Facts tell, stories sell. All right. Number 13. Unlike passing the buck in traditional business, executives who want to build a large organization in network marketing must leave behind their habits of delegating responsibilities and begin leading by example. The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Number 14, do not qualify your prospects, but rather make room for the widest possible cross section of people. Basically, don't make decisions for other adults. When I'm helping people create their lists, I ask them, who do you know that could benefit from our business opportunity? And isn't that everybody? You don't think the millionaires are looking for a way to make another million residually? You don't think the billionaires are looking for a way to make another billion residually? You don't think the baby boomers are looking for a way to supplement their income? You don't think Gen X is not looking for a way to retire in 3 to 5 years instead of 15 to 20 years? You don't think the millennials and Gen Z are not looking for a way that they can have time freedom while earning an income? Did I not just go through 6 decades of people? Right? So it's everybody that we need to expose. And remember, some people are going to be a bridge to other people. There's some people that you just want access to their network because they got a killer network. The business is not for them, but man, their network of people is who you want to get after. Number 15, home parties and retail sales create immediate short-term income. Building an organization of people who use and share the products and then teach others how to duplicate will yield long-term residual income. I'm going to read that again because I stumbled over my words. Home parties and retail sales create immediate short-term income, right? However, building an organization of people who use and share the products and then teach others how to duplicate is what will generate the long-term residual income. 16, a lowered self-image is the greatest emotional challenge for those who leave the corporate world and enter full-time into network marketing. This one is funny to me because I think about when I was in corporate America, the people in those management positions, they got their noses up in the air, right? A lot of them, they looking down on the busy bees who do all the work, right? And guess what? When they get that pink slip, does it not humble them? because they went from being a somebody to now you're a nobody. That now you lost that corner office, right? And so they have to lower. It's humbling. It's automatically lowered, but they have to accept now that lower self-image when they come into network marketing, because you can't come into here with that. And here's the reason why I love network marketing, and I definitely want you all to chime in on this. The reason why I love network marketing is because it doesn't matter if you come from Yale or jail. We all start at the same spot. It doesn't matter if you have a PhD or a GED. We all come and start at the same spot. So what you previously did, or all those accolades that you had before, it don't mean nothing when you come over here, right? For my company, you got to pay your same $200 the way I paid it. You got to start from 0 and go to 100 to secure that legacy, just like I did. Who wants to speak on this? Anybody have any experience with this, or have someone? Go ahead, Miss K.
Well, I just always when I listen to the video that we show, the planet, the convention video, the freedom one, when I hear that director that got on the stage that was at the last convention, which was just 1 year ago, was at Go Builder, and then this convention that she went 2 levels up to 2-star. And she says just what you just said. She had, and I can't remember the exact number, the $27,000 degree in corporate America, but then she took her $200 and built became
Six-figure
the
income.
status
Yeah.
that she is now.
Yes,
And that was enlightening to me. I was like, oh my God, within just 1 year. And people stay on their jobs for 30 years and don't get that much. So that was
absolutely.
enlightening.
Absolutely. She said she had an $80,000 degree, but in a year, she took her $200 investment and turned it into 6 figures. Very,
Wow.
very powerful. Very, very powerful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amira?
So I was present during the MBNA Bank of America merger, and I was on Bank of America. And they had to make room in these departments. So the layoffs were on both sides. In order for them to merge the banks, they had to go ahead and lay off a whole lot of people all the way, they would say in the church, from the pulpit to the door. They had to get all of them out. So many people. And the ones that I knew of, the supervisors, the managers that I knew of, they were really chasing that. You could feel how frantic they were in the environment. It just became so high stress. And so I remember specifically one of the managers who had walked, it was like a perp walk. They walked out with it and they were so upset. And everybody was watching. And one particular manager was the one who gave us hell constantly. The one, when we had a supervisor called, they would be the ones who were talking about how these people can't pay their credit card bill, or they were talking about and now all of that stuff is in danger when they are multi 6-figure earners. It wasn't enough to get them where, it wasn't enough to keep them where they were, because there was somebody at that, whatever the other bank was, who they felt was better for the position. So now they're put out on their behinds, and now they're scrambling to figure out what to do. And it is humbling, but it's also kind of sad because a lot of them can't mentally adjust to it. A lot of them can't mentally adjust to it. Now they have to actually, they want to sit back down in a corporate environment, like the net of that, but they won't accept that. Now they're in some sort of mid-level or entry-level pay, because they haven't been with the organization for that long anymore.
Exactly.
And so it takes their leverage away. So I think it's awesome that I barely graduated high school, right? I was bugging out. I fell in love. I chose love and decided to be a jerk and give my mom all these kind of problems and everything. I barely graduated high school. But now this opportunity puts me in a place where all these people did it. all these people came from all the different backgrounds, but there's so many similarities that I can hang on to and I can grab onto and be like, you know what? These people thought they were better than me. These people thought they were better than me. These people wouldn't let me get my time off just because they could. These people wouldn't acknowledge just for me. And now here we are, and I don't have to worry about none of that. And once they actually get it, that empowerment part, those belief checks, now it's like, okay. So I do believe that it's something that we have to work with and support them in, but not coddle them in.
Absolutely. Very, very well said. Anybody ever struggle in life? I just want everybody today to take a moment, and whatever your belief is, whomever you believe in, I want you to thank them for the struggles in your life. Because the people who have the struggles in life, when the big storm comes, we don't freak out. Why? Because we've been struggling. We've struggled. The people who haven't struggled, the ones who they came from a family with money, they have the smooth hands because they never really had to work hard a day in their life. And, their parents were able to pay for them to go to, a very prestigious school, right? And get a degree. And then they got the job because, their dad knows a corporate executive. So they were able to kind of, get to the corporate level high by who they know, not by experience, overlooking the person who was working extra hard, who had way more experience, right? The other person got the position because of who they knew, not what they knew. And then when they lose it, as Amira was just talking about, some of them end up committing suicide because they can't handle the fall. But those of us who've been struggling at the low level, we're already down. There ain't nowhere to fall to. We're already down here. We've been down here. We know what it's like to be down here. We are able to adjust. No matter what the circumstances, it's like, lights got cut off. All right, I got to do what I got to do until payday. And we just adjust. Credit card bill due. I ain't got it. Oh, well, it's just going to sit there. Well, I ain't going to cry over it. I can't pay it. I ain't even going to open it. Right? But there's some people, like you were saying, Amira, who are in these corporate positions making multiple six figures. And then in an instant, just like that, lose it. And they can't handle it. Because I'm going to tell you the real reason why they can't handle it. Their entire identity was wrapped up in their title. Their entire identity was wrapped up in their title. And as I always say, your title does not entitle you. And man, when you come into network marketing, it's a rude awakening. Because we don't have no titles over here. You are your business. So now what are you made of outside of a title? Show me. Show me what you were made of outside of the title that corporate America gave you. Because over here, your corporate title means nothing. You had to pay the same amount that I had to pay to get in the business. We both working off of the same compensation plan, and we both selling the same product, and we both have access to the same resources and tools. So what are you bringing to the table? Yep, because now that nepotism, that ain't working over here in network marketing, is it? Nope. Your masters, your double masters, your PhD means nothing over here in the jungle of network marketing. And so over here is you against you. You can't blame your boss. You can't blame the VP or the president or the owner or your employees. You can't blame nobody in network marketing. It's you against you. Can't nobody make you and can't nobody take away from you. You create the success in your business in network marketing. It is 100% on you, not your team. It's you. And this is why we say the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Because over here in the jungle of network marketing, you build by leading by example. You lead by example. You got to hit your promotions. And can't nobody stop you from hitting your promotion but you. Nobody. Who wants to speak on this? Miss Delta, did you want to share something on this? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
Yes, I did. I did want to comment, and what came to me was the nepotism, be it nepotism within the family or with nepotism, whether it's just within the family of the business, it destroys you. I think. Oh, excuse me. I think it destroys you as an individual because things are handed to you, they're giving to you, and you're not. It's nothing that you're trying to work hard towards. It makes you, to me, it makes you lazy because you figure because you got the the what is it? I mean, within the richness of the family, the
Mhm.
silver spoon in your mouth, so to speak. It just
Mhm.
the things that are handed to you, you think that you're obligated or you're privileged, but it just makes you destroys you and it makes you lazy because it's nothing that you're because everything is given to you, you're not working towards anything. So I think that nepotism, whether it's within the business or the family, it destroys you.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. And Shamika, you want to chime in on this?
Yeah, I chime in on it. I had a couple of points, a couple of ways back, but I think this is an awesome conversation because although we do want the high level thinkers, right? We want the sharp, driven, and ambitious people. But like when you come over here, you got some transferable skills, but like you said, having those meetings for the meetings can be those negative skills. So you got to kind of pull those positive ones out. And I jotted it down when you were talking about, I think it was number 10, how corporate America needs the memos and they need the presentations and PowerPoints. I'm like, all of that over here is already inside for you to just plug into. It's like, okay, you want an income disclosure station, you need something to look at it. Here's right here. You need a PowerPoint presentation. Here's the PowerPoint presentation right here. So you don't have to create it again. And then another aspect of it is because I used to think this way, we want to look for the high hanging fruit, right? But sometimes it can be intimidating. It's like, man, she's already, a 6-figure earner. Like, oh my goodness, I'm just 1,000 now. I'm just 100 there, right? Pushing to make it work. But I love the fact that we have the validation piece of it. It's like, okay, I'm striving to get to this point for the 6 figures, but guess what? I'm connected to people who's done it, who's doing it, who's some 6-figure earners. Let me remove myself out of the way and let y'all do y'all talking on it. So I love that aspect of it, and just getting those corporate people to just remove themselves out of the way, because I know if you had that manager position, right, you always directing the team or giving them directions on what to do. There can be a negative aspect over here because you don't want to manage them, right? You want to let people be their own independent contractors. That's what we are, independent. But to just have them have plug people in and other people give them the information, they don't have to solely rely on themselves. I think is another piece that we need to highlight them for them as well.
I love that. I love that. I love that. That meeting could have been an email. Yeah, exactly. That is a theme in corporate America. That whole meeting, they could have just put it in the email. We have the resources. We are not trying to hold anyone hostage. I love that. I love that. Like you said, find a niche, find what motivates you, and generate that money and duplicate it. Exactly. Exactly. And like I said, people who, and Shamika, you kind of touched on it. Some people here, because maybe you just joined the business and you haven't made your first $1,000 in your network marketing business yet. And so you're intimidated to prospect someone who you know is making six figures. But really, why are you intimidated? If we really, really think about it, if we look at this whole chapter, some of those people that are making six figures are highly overpaid for what they do. Because what do they do in corporate America? Delegate to the 20% who do all the work anyway. They just take the credit for it. Let's keep it real. That's just the way, that's just how corporate works. So never, to all my network marketers out there, do not be intimidated by people making six figures. They are most of them, the majority of them, are highly overpaid for what they actually do. It's the people that are not making six figures who work under them, who make them look better, who do all the work. But see, some of them you're not talking to. Now you see why you got to talk to everybody? Because like the worker bees are the ones who are doing all the work. They're not afraid of the work. And sometimes we try to go for the heavy hitters. And can I keep it real with y'all? I've been in my current company 7.5 years. It'll be 8 years, June 3rd. And if I could be very transparent, every single heavy hitter who has come into my organization has done freaking nothing. Every last one of them. They come in here talking a big game and what they gonna do and what they've done and all this influence they have. They come in and do diddly squat, and I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them, all of them. Don't come over here talking us to death. Please don't. Just do the work. Just show me in the numbers. And I get it. Like in my company right now, we're going into momentum. And they're like, oh, a lot of people from all these other network marketing companies, they looking at us now because they see we moving and they want to be a part of it. Go after them. But I'm like, there's a part of me like, nah, I'm going to let them come after me. I'm going to let them come to me. Because all they do is come in and talk about it. This is all they do. Talk. They'll be in for like a year and still ain't launched. Because they're so busy talking to us about what they're going to do. They do nothing. I'm sick of them. And I get it. Everybody's like, oh, if I could just find out one shark that understands network marketing and they understand the work. I've had them on my team and they've done nothing. And honestly, the people who have zero network marketing experience, who come into network marketing, will outwork those sharks every day of the week. Because the sharks come in with the mindset of, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I accomplished this. Okay, that's what you accomplished back in the day. But over here is, did you move the genealogy today? Because all that matters is when was your last enrollment? over here. We don't care what you did in your other company. I mean, it's nice. You're showing that you can do it, but even that's misleading, because let me say this. I know I'm going totally off script today, but this is what needs to be said, because this is the one thing I dislike about network marketing, is there are a lot of illusions of success. I'm going to tell you what other people are not going to tell you. There are a lot of illusions of success in network marketing. Well, Tanisha, what do you mean by that? Let's say I was with a very prestigious makeup company. I got in early. I stuck and stayed. I built a team. I became a multi six-figure income earner. And then that company went into stability. The big money, the opportunity to make the big money, that boat has sailed. And so I'm looking for another opportunity. And I join a new company. And I reach out to my downline in my previous company that I was a multi six-figure income earner. And I'm like, the ship has sailed over here. There's no more big money to be made. This is where I'm moving to. And if I was a good leader to my people, if I took care of my people, guess what they're going to do? They're going to come with me. The ones that are following me are going to come with me. And so in my first 90 days, I might bring in 100 people. So now in my new network marketing company, I'm the ish. Because I brought 100 people in within my first 90 days. I'm the ish. Are you really? Are you really? So now the new person who's joined, they're now discouraged. Not even the new person, the person that's been in 2 years, busting their butt, going through everything, learning, taking the nose. They're discouraged. They're like, what am I doing wrong? How did this person just come in and they already hit that first rank promotion? I've been in here 2 years struggling. That's what I'm talking about, the illusion. There's a lot of illusions in network marketing. And what the part that I don't like is those people who rank up real quick. Unfortunately, they will not tell you how they did it. They won't tell you the little nuance that helped them get there. Either they won't tell you, oh, I'm using a funnel, or they won't tell you, oh, I had 100 people come with me from my previous opportunity. No, they don't tell you that. They got you sitting there looking at yourself thinking you're doing something wrong because you're not growing as fast as they grew. I can guarantee you, in all my years that I've been doing this, the people that you see at the top, the tip top, they have an advantage. Whether it's people came with them from another opportunity or they're using technology. But I promise you, they are not just smiling and dialing and all of a sudden getting 100 people in 90 days. It's BS. And that's the truth. That's the truth. They ain't going to tell you that. I was looking not too long ago at a contest result of the people who won a contest. And I know for a fact, all of them are using funnels. So that's how they won the contest. You can't compete with someone that's using technology and you're not. I'm just saying, you can't. And so I think it's very disingenuous when people are ranking up, but they're just not being honest about everything, all the tools and resources that they use to rank up, to help them. And I think if more people would share, what they're doing, then the newer people or the people who've been in for a long time won't be discouraged. They'll be encouraged, because guess what? You have access to everything they have access to. Lynette, a funnel is basically software. It's when you create a landing page on the internet and you run ads, and people, they look at the ad and then they watch and then they opt in. And so now it's a great way. It's just another way for you to prospect without you physically having to do it, because you're running ads on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. You're running ads, and then you click on it, and then, you provide your name and your email or whatever. And now you're finding people that are, the people that are interested are finding you instead of you having to go out and find them. It's a wonderful tool, and it helps a lot of people rank up. If you watch some of the ads on Facebook, there's an ad. It's these three ladies. I think they might be in Moderna, or I don't know what company they're in, but they're laying poolside and they're talking about, oh, are you still bothering your friends and family? Like, that's the old school way of building, right? What are they talking about? If you dive into it, they're talking about funnels and running ads and stuff. That's what they're doing. So I just want people to be honest about what you're doing. I know I went totally off script with that. And we almost out of time. Can I get through these last few real quick? What'd you say, Constance?
I said nothing like a good locker room.
You know I'm gonna bring it, right? All right, let's get through the rest of these real quick, and then if we want to go over, we can, just to chit chat. But I want to at least get through the rest of these. Number 18. There are hundreds of thousands of single women in network marketing struggling to build organizations while meeting all their other demands as wives, mothers, and female executives. But there is not one with average skills and strong drive who cannot achieve greatness. Again, it don't matter your background. You can be successful in network marketing. Number 19, network marketing can have a profound effect on many business people after they discover that, first and foremost, our profession is about personal growth and development. We always say network marketing is a personal development program with a compensation plan attached. Number 20, unlike the corporate work environment, there are no threats to an executive's position in network marketing if he exalts his downline. I mean, there's really nothing to be said on that. Help your people, basically. Help your people, recognize your people, encourage your people, and you win. Number 21, and this is the last one, a profound truth about our industry. Possessive clinging will never lead to success. Only by giving the business to others will you ultimately receive huge rewards in remarkable world of network marketing, right? So like in corporate America, people covet their positions, right? And you're always fending off the wolves who want to knock you off of the position and take your position, right? You can't have that mentality in network marketing. It's about giving here. We share the opportunity with other people, and that is how we win here. I don't want to stay at my rank promotion. I need to get out the way so someone else can take 3-star. I need to move on, right? Get out the seat so somebody else can take it, which is the total different mindset in corporate America. So again, these people in corporate America, all we want y'all to bring, if y'all coming over to network marketing, if you getting laid off, if you part of the next layoff, or actually, what were they calling it a couple of summers ago? They were calling it the Great
Resignation.
The Great Resignation. That's my girl. Shamika be knowing me and her be like, thank you. Y'all remember the Great Resignation that was happening leading out of 2020? People were leaving the medical field, the educational field in droves. And all we want them to do when they come over to network marketing, just bring your work ethic. All of that other strategy that you had in your job, you leave that there. Over here, we just want your work ethic and your hunger and humility and poise and passion, right? We want those things, but all that other stuff, All right. Let's see. Number 17, I got asked to show number 17. Many part-time networkers worry about their boss's negative reaction and their spouses. I think I skipped this one. I think I did. Yeah. Many part-time networkers worry about their boss's negative reaction and their spouse's skepticism while maintaining a positive outlook throughout the early stages of the process. I think we've all gone through that at some point when we start. There's some people who are afraid to talk about their business because they're afraid that their coworkers or whatever can be like, oh, you in one of those things? Yeah, one of those things that creates a ton of millionaires. Yep. You're not? That should be your response. You're not? Like, ooh, okay. Takeaways. Who wants to share their takeaways? Oops. Go ahead and type your takeaways in the chat. Oh, I have a welcome call I got to do. Okay. I'm late. All right. We got to end, y'all. Can't do the takeaways. Share your takeaways in the chat. I'll be back on Thursday. We'll probably have like just an open discussion on Thursday since we finished the book. So if you have some questions about anything about your network marketing business, write them down and bring them to coffee break on Thursday. Everyone have an amazing day. Bye.